Hey guys, Zoren here, and welcome to the first official podcast for the Reapers Misfits. Today I'm joined by a very good friend of mine, Mr. Tanner. Say hi.
How's it going?
Yeah, and today we're going to take the next hour to go through a couple of things about Airsoft, but the first thing we're going to talk about is how we actually got into Airsoft, like what inspired us to start doing the sport, stuff like that, buy the guns. So, why don't you kick it off? How did you get into Airsoft?
My buddy Isaiah, you know him on the field as Bones, he told me I could shoot people without going to jail, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
How I got into it was about a year before I even got into the sport. I saw a video just showed up on my YouTube recommended. Nice algorithm, by the way, YouTube. It just showed some guy in a ghillie suit shooting people with a high-powered airsoft sniper from over 300 feet away. And these BBs were just dancing in the wind, going behind buildings and slapping people right in the freaking forehead. I'm like, what the heck, man? This stuff looks awesome. And I had no idea what it was called because he didn't have the name of it in the title. He just called it, like, headshots from, like, 300 feet away or something like that. I think I was looking, like, headshots or best, like, Black Ops score, something like that. I remember I was studying how to be better on Black Ops 3 back then. Little did I know, I just keep freaking playing Melee and I'll just get better at it as I go. But yeah, a year later, I ended up, that was actually it was 5 years ago? Yeah, that's when I wanted to do the zombie short film. I wanted to do it with a friend of mine named Gilbert. He already lives in San Antonio, so he's not going to be a part of it. But for the past 3 years, I haven't really been able to get around to it. One, because of COVID, nobody wanted to be a part of anything really big like that. Even for this entire year, nobody wanted to just get together, play the role of the zombies. Because I had everything planned out and all that, but yeah, I decided to change it up. I mean, I might still end up doing it, but it's mostly just going to be like a fun little project. And I asked Azra, who was also another newcomer to our team, if you know anybody who does good makeup or anything, just invite them over. They're like, yeah, I know them, but they want to get paid. Like, this is supposed to be like a volunteer thing. Somebody's getting paid. Like, well, you're not going to get anybody then. I'm like, alright, whatever. But yeah, that was when I purchased, when I was going to do it, it was going to be me and my friend Gilbert. That's when I purchased those springers. I got that small freaking Barrett 50 cal.
Yeah.
I still got those in a box. I got like a dang spring action shotgun, pistols, little Uzi.
You should still bring that Barrett to like high ground or
yeah, it's a tank. I ought to do that one. They'd be like, I got a Barrett 50 cal. It's a little tiny little thing. Hey, it might be funny.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a YouTuber. I don't know if it's called Airsoft Revolutions, something like that.
I don't know. I don't watch him.
Well, he unboxes all the cheapest airsoft guns you can get on the market. And some of them are springers, some of them are like see-through electric guns with those little fan motors in them, and he uses them at his field, which is
I'm showing feet. We're gonna get demonetized for explicit content.
That's on Twitch. It's not on YouTube. Don't show above the ankle. So yeah, when I got into this
is Pakistan. You can't show your ankle or you get stoned.
Exactly.
Not the fun kind.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But when I got into it, I started finding videos about what do you call? Can you pause?
Get going there.
Right. I found videos of people really getting into it. I think the first videos I saw were speed softers, and then that's when I found out about high ground. I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. But this was before I knew anything about, how really toxic the environment was with these cheaters and everything, not calling their hits, overshooting people, just mag dumping. I was just looking into, getting into the sport because it seemed like something fun. I've already gotten out of Taekwondo and was going to the gym, but I needed a physical exercise to get into. So when I started going to high ground, it was pretty fun at first. It was an interesting experience. Because I was the guy in the rental gear and the leather jacket in a fetal position up against a corner holding my gun because I didn't want to get shot. It was so freaking loud. But
I'm just finding out he's the kind of person I would shoot. if I walk back to spawn.
Lucky for me, I ended up adapting very fast. Mainly because the kids that were going there, they were telling me, just go for it, just run out there and just start shooting, it's fun, just break out of that fear. I'm like, okay, whatever. I started getting shot a lot more, but hey, trial by fire, you live and you learn. So yeah, it was pretty cool for me when I got into it. And when I first started recording videos, I wasn't trying to expose like cheaters, I was just trying to record the gameplay. And my first few videos, they weren't supposed to be really that edited. I tried to use raw footage, but I ended up having to take some stuff out because some guys were cheating and, trying to start fights. I really didn't want to get that into my content until I discovered that it gets a lot of views. And I was like, oh, hey, this might be a lucrative proposition here. And I ended up making more enemies of these kids than friends. And it really just wasn't worth it. So yeah, that's how how we got into Airsoft. But yeah, what really, other than just shooting people with fake guns, just without getting in trouble, what really drew you to do it?
I guess wearing whatever I want.
Just any gear. Did you have any? Oh yeah, let's get into that. Our specific playstyles. How did your playstyle start, and how did it evolve over the years?
Someone let me use a shotgun, and I just went full Doom guy.
Wow. Has anything ever changed since then?
I started working with.
Continue.
I've been dealing with co-workers with no work ethic, and I just go to Airsoft even more pissed, and then I just get more kills on the days I'm pissed.
It works. The best way to blow off some steam.
Alright.
Just run around shooting people with fake guns. Anyway, how did your playstyle evolve from just straight Doom guy, just running at people, just shooting them?
Well, running around in the beginning, I tried very hard to not slam into walls, because I did it once and I scared somebody, and then I got knee pads and actual armor, and then I just didn't care as much. I just slammed into walls all I wanted, because I saw people were really getting scared when I come around the corner and just slam into a wall right next to them. They're like, and I just stab, shoot, shoot, shoot.
That works. For me, when the moment I asked if melee was allowed, and
oh yeah, YouTube, it's tobacco.
What's his name? Kyle, right? The old guy, the pirate dude with the long beard.
Yeah, I miss Kyle.
That dude was awesome.
He was one of the best refs. He was
the head ref.
Yeah.
He was the guy that was
every now and then, whenever he would walk the field, because he used to do it every now and then, but he would say ref walking and look directly at you, and right when he did that, after he walked away, the enemies all charged towards that corner, and it just becomes an Alamo situation.
Yeah, pretty much. Now that guy was cool. He had that. It's like he had that place on lockdown. It's just the unfortunate thing about him is that I'm assuming because of his age, he couldn't be out there on the field breaking up fights. So I felt like if they hired more guys like him but younger, that place would have never experienced any toxic behavior, because there would have been guys literally grown adults telling these kids, y'all need to calm the heck down. Y'all need to stop trying to, get in the face of these grown men and everything. You just need to realize this is just a game.
We need refs out there that will go all Cobra Kai teacher on them, where it's like he just charges in and he just grabs that little tendon behind their leg, or just whacks their heads together like, hey, stop it.
That'll work.
Some real Ed and Eddie shit. Stuff.
Cut it out.
Shake.
That would be funny. But yeah, it was Kyle that I asked if melee is allowed, because I noticed he taught weapons training. Like he had all these weapons, these blunt steel weapons all up against the wall, and I asked, what is about that? And he, what's the purpose of that? He says, well, I host right here at High Ground. This is before it was an e-bike outpost, before they started representing e-bike. But he said, yeah, I teach weapons training and all that stuff. And I said, it's like, could I use swords? Like, not real swords, just foam swords on the field. He's like, well, yeah, let's see how you do it. Like, give it a try. And first I had to ask him about it. He wanted to see what it was all about. Because he wasn't sure if I was going to knock the heck out of somebody or just, like, lightly tap them. I see a little bit in between. Kind of just bonk them either in the back of the head or slap them in the back of the vest. But when I started doing that, it just got so much more fun. I didn't have to worry about, well, for me, I broke out of that being scared situation. Just started running around having fun. I used my Black Ops 3 tactics. Basically, don't run down the middle. Go around. Well, actually, when my experience with Black Ops is that nobody goes down to the middle unless they're looking for a fight. Everybody always goes around the corners, or they post up around the corners. Because that's a lot of new people do that. They won't be like in the center of all the fire. Yeah, I guess what have you. But then when I discovered that the fastest way to the enemy spawn is through the middle, through Main Street, that's when I planned out like where I was going to go, and I just ended up behind their spawn. And this happened like 90% of the time. I would ask speed softers, the guys that were running around all over, I would tell them, I'll even tell you, Isaiah, Casey, Dustin, follow me. Let's get behind the enemy spawn. They're like, okay. And every time, 90% of the time that I got to the enemy spawn, I turned around, nobody was there. Everybody just stops at Main Street. I don't know why they did that. I'm guessing you, because you just saw fresh prey. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, people. Wait, where'd curse go?
Oh gosh, I just kept running. I did not stop. I didn't care if I saw somebody shooting at me. I dug and I just keep running down the corridors. Straight shot right behind their spawn.
Oh, I just realized something. Now that I got that 30+ pound plate carrier, I gotta get better knee pads. I'm really gonna be scaring people at high ground, because I'm just gonna be sliding on those and just slamming into walls with more weight.
That's gonna be fun.
You're gonna be sitting right here at your little hideout and fighting people in town or in Main Street, and then you're just gonna hear boom right next to you.
Like, what was that? Somebody knocking down the barricade, what the heck?
And then stab.
Hey, whatever works. Actually, some good news. Why I said this in the, I typed a little message on the night vision video.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. Keep going.
Alright. Yeah, we're gonna be returning to High Ground Airsoft. We're actually gonna take a little break from tanks for the moment. Now that they got the whole situation with these cheaters that were just completely ignoring all the rules at the last event. Now, for those of you who saw that video in the night vision, when I put that on there, the event was ruined. I should have. It wasn't ruined for me. It wasn't ruined for my friend Casey, who was using my LMG. He was having fun. He was pushing our team in, into the enemy's territory. Just overrunning them with just suppressive fire. So he was having a blast. Tanner was having too much fun. Dustin ended up getting tired and having to leave. It was Isaiah and Bones who ended up having a very hard time because people weren't calling their hits, and then he witnessed. I think him and Casey were witnessing other people on the enemy team getting shot by their own teammates, and it was always these 4 speed softers, and one of them, whose name I'm not gonna mention, was a frequent player at Tank's Airsoft Field. He was going there for about just over a year, and I always knew him as a kid that would flip off everybody who would take him out. This kid, he was like that. I ended up, me and a bunch of other guys ended up telling Tank about that, or the head reps about that. He ended up banning him for 2 weeks, suspending him. When he comes back, he ends up not flipping off anybody, so he kind of got a little better, but he started overshooting people, like mag dumping people. And it got really, bad to the point where I had to tell him, kid, what is your freaking problem? What the heck's wrong with you? And he ended up trying to confuse the refs by saying that his gun was binary when it wasn't. He was just trying to get away with full autoing people. And I happened to record a clip of that. I submitted that to Tank, and he used that as evidence to permanently ban. that and everything that happened at the event with him and the 3 or 4 friends that he invited were also toxic speed softers who ended up full autoing grown men in their crotch area, and they just full auto ref for no freaking reason. That, everything that happened then, plus my clip that I submitted, was reason enough for the owner to just ban them permanently, like, just to get them out of there, because it was just that one kid and the friends that he invited. Those were the only toxic players at the field. Now that he got them kicked out, I'm pretty sure it's going to start getting better and everything's going to return back to the humble, real playful, real awesome feel that it has always been, really. Because you never want to see that. You never want to see these kids just, I was about to say, what the heck did you just pour yourself? They go pint of Guinness.
Soda.
Cream soda.
Nah, it's just some Natty Light.
But yeah, now that those kids have been banned, I'm hoping it returns back to, like I said, being better and everything, because I really like tanks. That's like a second home for me. It's not the fact that it's 30 acres large, with 10 of those acres being nothing but woods. So it's just awesome to go full Rambo style straight through there.
We need to find some people that aren't afraid of going in some real woods and have like a little 5v5 battle out there.
That would be awesome. Yeah, there's this place that we had, a 2v2?
Yeah.
Last time, our only time we ever played Airsoft out there. That was fun, I like that.
I
Here
think
the
you would
woods in
lose.
Crosby. I won last time, didn't I?
You did.
With just a pistol.
But.
Now that you have your M1919.
Exactly.
Yeah. Shoot, back then I didn't even have the LMG. All I had was my M4 and my high cap with the silver one.
Yeah. Honestly, that second game I would have won if it hadn't started threatening to storm.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, I don't want my gear to get wet.
Oh well, I was recording, wasn't I?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want.
Oh no, you weren't You weren't recording. You were. You brought the cameras out there to like test them for the quality when we were planning the zombie film.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was what, like 2 freaking years ago?
Yeah.
Shit, a long time ago.
2.5. Yeah. That's a while back.
That was before the whole
me and you should
coronavirus.
film a fucking frickin' game out there.
I'll just say this: light cursing.
Yeah.
Light cursing, nothing too extreme. I'm pretty sure all of my videos I put them when it says, or this for children, I put no. So yeah, it's just for the YouTube, for the Airsoft videos.
Yeah.
You can't curse for like the first minute. After that, really, but the
Just
whole
keep it like PG-13.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
honestly,
they're
I'm
cursing
trying-
now in PG-13 movies. They put I gotta put one F-bomb in there at least.
Right.
That's the way it is.
It's kind of funny because we're going back to when rated E for everyone games was like Torok, and there was this other game for Nintendo 64 that was like Starship Troopers. It was really cool. You just took out a whole bunch of alien bugs, basically.
I think I know what you're talking about. Was it the first StarCraft?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Only it was first person.
I think the first StarCraft for N64 was. We're back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Well, your parents had to park in the golf cart, so yeah.
It's technical. Counts technically. It's
Yeah.
technically technical.
Usually technical difficulties happen to do with the recording equipment or something like that. But
Or
yeah.
an electric car trying to come in the garage.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay. What do we left off?
Talking about the woods and possibly doing a video out there or something.
Yeah.
Scratch that so we can get a bit of a draft coming through.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, over there, right straight down there in the Crosby Woods, behind Tanner's house, that's where we originally planned to do the zombie video. But yeah, I ended up having, well, originally, like I said, it was going to be 30, 40 people, and this is when I thought that the DSLR camera that my friend Gilbert gave to me, he just gave it to me, man. He said he's just been sitting in his room for years, and he only used it once at a convention to take pictures. He didn't tell me it wasn't a video recorder. I mean, it is, but it's not meant for video. It's meant for taking, like, professional pictures. I was going to use that as our main camera. It's still recording.
I know, I was just saying,
yeah, we're in
like, it looks like it's only catching, like, neck down.
It's a wide angle.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, that thing captures a lot. That's why my videos come out looking so good. Well, before I get off track, I'll get back to that. Yeah, it was going to be like a whole scripted thing and everything. Like, Tanner was going to be a character, Dustin, Gilbert, and me, we were going to be like 4 characters. Originally, it was just going to be like me finding them and them just kind of having their own little story. And then it was going to be like, I ended up changing it to a 4-person point of view. Like, everybody starts with their own story and they ended up all meeting each other. And this kind of ends with them progressing further off into the woods, because their whole idea is that they're trying to head north to the border. I won't get too much information now because I'm still trying to plan stuff. But yeah, since we don't have all the resources we need and all the people that for it, something like that, I ended up just switching it to just being me, and the best, just having like probably 10 or 15 people play the zombies. Maybe just having him as he suggested as one of those like sales clerks you see in Resident Evil. I just show up out of nowhere. It's like, where did it come? Like, pick up. What does that guy say? When he opens his jacket, he says, welcome, but like, he says, like, pick, what's your choice?
Hey, buddy, you want to buy a gun?
What the heck? So yeah, he was going to be the stranger in the woods where my character would buy weapons off of him, or it was going to start with me saying, like, I got nothing to trade with you. It's like, hey, he's like, I'm going to give you an awesome gun or an awesome weapon, but I want you to go out and collect some teeth for me.
Yeah.
Like some zombie teeth. He's like, yeah, and he trains about 20 zombie teeth for like a shotgun or something. And that was going to be the main gun. This was back when I was going to have that, dang, what's the name of that gun? It's the underbarrel one that you hold it like this, and it's a shell-ejected one.
Oh, the master key?
Yeah. It's a master key, but it has a certain name. Well, anyway, yeah, I was going to get the Airsoft variant, but that thing has been sold out for 5 years. And is still awaiting restock, and it's a full polymer gun. And I like the way it works, and I needed something that was shell ejecting to be more realistic. And the fact that it was gas powered in a humid environment would look really awesome, seeing that gas project out of the barrel. So yeah, that was going to be the character's like main gun. And I was going to do a 3-parter. So like a first video, a second video, and a third video. And in the second video, he ends up meeting the guy again in a different location. But he tells him, I'm going to give you these zombie grenades. And they have the teeth that I collected stuck inside of them. And whoever they blow up on, whoever survives, they get turned into zombies. Because they get, cut by the teeth. So what did you call them? You call them like zombie making grenades or something like that. I forgot what you called them.
Biters?
Like biter maker grenades or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was like
You had a special name for them. I was like, that sounds awesome, that's badass. Now, let's get back to what we were talking about. He already talked about how, well, actually, you didn't finish it. What's your overall, like, play style now, according to what it was before when you started Airsoft?
intimidation. Dress really big, run really fast, and then make sure to hit a bunch of things on my way over.
Including people. No matter who they are, where they are, you find them, knock them down. How unfortunate for them. Excuse me. But yeah, so my play style, it started out with me just using, first it was rental gear, until I ended up just using my leather jacket, and I was just running my my Walther PPQ, which I will no longer be selling. That gun is too much fun. That thing, oh my god, when I brought it to Balls and Bruises.
Don't worry, guys, I'll steal it.
Heck no, man. You used it. You used to use it way back then.
Yeah?
Way back in the day, shoot, before we actually started going to tanks, you were asking, hey, can I use your gun? Yeah. You just with your freaking axe, going up to random people, you're dead, you're dead.
Oh, and then I got a hold of some of those Thunder Bees, and I just started putting them on people's plate carriers and walking away.
Yeah, he's the maniac over here. He's a real crazy dude, Mr. Berserker over here.
There ain't no not calling any of my hits.
Unless they're intentionally not calling it just because,
I mean,
don't want to be idiots.
You try intentionally not calling someone coming up and putting a frag grenade in the molly of your vest.
There's something really wrong with you if you don't call something like that. Like, really, dude? You're either really looking to start shit, or, yeah, you're just an idiot. Pretty much. But yeah, after I asked the head ref, Kyle, when he was still going there, if melee was allowed, and he said yes, and I just started having the best time of my life. Running up to people, just knocking them, and it was really cool. I ended up buying complete tactical black gear for me, and I had my black ninja sash in the back of my helmet. And people to this day some people who still go to High Ground who remember me back when I started almost 4 years ago. They said, yeah, the only thing I recall is feeling you hit me in the back of the plate carrier. When I turned around, all I would see is your ninja sash going into another room. You were already gone. Like, what the heck? Yeah, I was having fun. She just running around everywhere. It was a lot of fun. But after...
You need to have a red one. That way the last thing they remember is a flash of red.
Oh, wow. What was that? I don't know. I saw red. Yeah, but after doing that for a little bit, I did that for nearly a year. Just doing melee. It was so much fun. I had all these LARPing swords from back when I used to go to those anime conventions. I never did the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing. It was actually these little competitions they had with foam sword fighting. People would just grab all kinds of foam swords, giant ones, little, even nunchucks, even little daggers, shields and everything, Spartan shields with spears, and they just run up and try to beat the hell out of each other. And it was awesome, it was fun. I had just gotten out of Taekwondo, so I was really fast on my feet, and I needed a physical sport. I ended up getting out of that because I found that I was just wasting my money and wasting my time going to these conventions. For the most part, the only reason I was going was for those tournaments. I would go all around Texas just to compete at those tournaments. Never really won. I probably got second place. For me, it was just, I never really took it seriously. I did practice for it. I would hit the punching bag with my foam swords at home. So I was getting into it, but it wasn't really a national sport. You couldn't win prizes or anything. It was just something for fun at these conventions, and I got into it because it was fun. I enjoyed having fun and letting off some steam. But like I said, I ended up getting out of that. And back to Airsoft, because of the many butthurt teenage speed softers who would just continually complain to the refs over and over again, saying hey man, this ain't Dungeons and Dragons, this is Airsoft. I'm like, what's the freaking difference? You're shooting at me with a fake gun, I'm hitting you with a fake sword. Get over yourself. Get better at the game, get good.
Get good, scrub.
Exactly, just because I'm faster and better, that just means you gotta get better. Work on you. Dog barking us on.
There she go.
More puppers. But yeah, because they would complain and everything, they ended up completely banning swords from the field, which was a real bummer. I understand why they banned shields.
I'm thinking about getting those for my 1911.
Skeletonized hand...
Yeah, grips.
What are they called? Yeah, hand grips. Shit, that'll look awesome. Go for it.
Yeah, so far I got 4 mags for my 1911 and 2 more for my rifle. And I got a little thread protector and another grip.
A new stock?
Yeah, that too. The other one's just too thick. It's too girthy.
Too girthy.
That's what she said.
Awesome. Here comes the bumpers.
What you doing, Franny?
What you mean? We're back. Had some issues.
Yeah, the puppers come in.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I understand why they banned shields. I mean, shields were awesome for a little bit. I mean, I like how people were utilizing them. First, they were
Remember when that guy came in with that shield from Rainbow Six that just had a straight up flash function?
Oh yeah.
What?
I called him the coffee table man. Yes, but he brought like a coffee table. That's what it looked like, and then he started working on it. He put like a flashlights in front of it, and on the other side he had hook mounts for frag grenades. He would just pop them off and throw them whenever. That was freaking awesome. I don't know what happened to that guy. Or that other dude. He was like this country hillbilly dude. He was the one in my earlier videos when
Oh, you mean cowboy?
he was about my height.
Yeah, he always
He had,
wore
like,
a cowboy hat.
No, I remember him wearing a cap with like a ghillie rag over his head. With Woodland. He's the guy that had 6 of those 120 grenade shells, shower shells. He had them in a pouch. He'd always stick them out. He had a pistol, and he's the one in my early videos that slid on the ground. He shot a freaking grenade launcher down the hallway.
Huh.
Well, that guy was pretty cool too. He'd always carry like 6, or he had at least 6 of the shower shells for his grenade launcher. He was the one that let me borrow his when mine wasn't really working all that well. Well, it wasn't working. It's just my grenade launcher, my pistol grenade launcher that I had, the firing pin didn't have enough pressure to push a pin all the way in. But I've since fixed it. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I like how people were utilizing their shields, like, making their own instead of just going with the Evite shield, because that sucker's like, what, over $100 for a piece of plastic?
Something like that.
Yeah, when you can get a giant piece like a 1-inch, like a 4x4 for like what, $20, $30? Not even that.
Maybe 40, depending on what kind of wood you buy. How many?
Mm-hmm. Cheaper, pretty much.
You can get pallets for free.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna be bringing my own completely see-through shield. It's a 1/4-inch, 2 foot by 4 foot polyurethane clear plastic, and I'm gonna convert that into a riot shield. But I have that saved for the winter. I'm gonna be taking that over to tanks.
Oh yeah, I decided I'm gonna make my own Juggernaut armor using professional football pads and like back plates for both my front and my back, and then I got knee pads and more knee and shin pads. Those are gonna be for like my thighs, my forearms.
You've been planning that. You just never gotten around to it.
I just never
put down the money to buy everything that you need for it.
Nah, I didn't know exactly what I needed until I just sat down and started searching shit.
You make sure you get the right stuff, not the most expensive stuff. Then you get out of the most cheapest stuff.
I mean, it's still professional grade football gear, so the chest protector I'm buying is still $125. But at the same time, with all this padding, is I'm gonna have pretty much no care about the environment. What's that? There's a tree? I don't give a shit.
Boom! Tree go down. My goodness.
That's something I realized. I think this is just a general thing. Is the more protection you have, the more aggressive you are gonna be.
I see that. Yeah, definitely see that. But yeah, I understand why they. I kind of understand it, but then again, it's like, I mean, why? The reason it started about like high ground banning shields is because at the 2019 Airsoft Palooza, Jet Desert Fox, his wife, Unicorn Leia, she ended up getting shield bashed to the face. Now, I saw the video, but I saw this from both aspects. From her point of view, since she was recording, she was laying down fire into a guy with the shield. He hugged around the corner, and he was waiting for her to come up, but she ended up rushing him, and he was leaning over to try to get a clear shot of her. I think he had either a pistol or a sword. I don't remember. But because he leaned into it, he ended up bashing her right in the face. And I need to look at the video again. I don't know if he like intentionally stuck it like the shield in her face, or he was just trying to come around the corner and get his shield out of the way, just so he can have a clear shot to hit her with a sword or something. It happened really fast, and she ends up falling on her ass. And because of that, they ended up having to ban shields. I don't know. I mean, it was kind of a messed up thing to happen. Like at that same point, it was like 1 in a million chance for that to happen like that. But I've seen people, they still use shield. They let you use a shield over there at Balls and Bruises. They don't care. They just want to have fun. It's really fun.
I brought that 70-pound shield up there. Barely used it.
Shoot. I couldn't even carry. I don't see how you carry that thing with one arm. Well, you weren't carrying it with one arm most of the time. You were just trying to get in a good position to where you can hold down and then use your M4 to just start laying down fire. And then you said, anybody just huddle around me, poke through the side of the shield, and just start shooting people. Use me as the wall. Pretty much. I'm
just a cover extension.
Mm-hmm.
I am the machine. I say that my Juggernaut suit, I'm looking at it, I might look like a Doom guy. So now I have to get that double barrel shotgun just to slam up against the wall and go boom.
Actually, I was gonna mention that I am very slightly considering like either selling you or selling it to Dustin my double barrel scatter gun. If y'all want it. The reason why... Now, I absolutely freaking love and I cherish that gun. It's awesome. It's one of the most badass freaking guns I've ever used. And you would not care because that it's freaking dangerous. Because I've seen what this gun does to people. Yeah. And it makes me feel bad when I unintentionally, deliberately hurt somebody and after shooting them. And that's why I try to stay, when I'm at tanks, I try to stay at least 10 feet away from somebody. Because I know this gun has a lot of freaking pressure behind it. Even though I have chronoed it and it's like, 340 FPS?
Something like that. And me, I hide in bushes, and if you come around the corner and you walk past me, if you're like 5 feet away, I'm just popping up. Eagle. They back down.
No, I really, I thought...
I was actually pretty cool because after I did that, the guy said, ow! And then started walking back at me. He looked around.
Oh, the guy that was in our spawn area, you were still trying to reload your gun. He's like, I'm already hit. Everybody's hit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not hitting now. You shoot him anyway, right in the back. He's like, ow, what the hell, man? Like, hey, you're standing in our spawn. What the heck? And that's our respawn. Shoot. What the heck do you expect us to do? And that guy kind of took it pretty good, but I know his shoulder right here was probably bloody. I know it was. You were at least 5 feet away from that guy.
Nah, I think that one time I was actually like 10, 11 feet away.
I might have looked closer because it was in the video.
Yeah.
Might have looked closer.
Because I was about from here to that little stump right there.
Oh yeah, that's about 10, 9, about 11. Yeah, about almost 11 feet.
10, 11 feet, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Still, I'm pretty sure it hurt like a bitch.
Oh yeah.
No, but when I brought it to, even though I did say in the unboxing video that that was gonna be my main anti-cheater gun, I was like, speed softers beware. We were cocking the gun. When we did going back to high ground, and well, this guy, it was kind of on him because he was wearing a short sleeve shirt, and he came around the corner and I slam fired him, and it was not intentionally. It was more of a reaction because I figured, everybody's like real fast paced. If multiple people are coming out through that area, I'm gonna try to hit most of them by just slam firing. But it was just one guy, and all the shots went right into his freaking arm. After the match, I saw what his arm looked like. He had 4 black bleeding welts, and I'm just looking like, oh shit. And yeah, I've talked about this on Facebook groups where I've said, because of the destructive power of that gun, I can already see myself getting either the gun getting permanently banned from me using it or me getting banned from high ground. Because if I did that to one guy and he didn't complain, because he was a grown man, he was cool about it, And plus, he was like a newcomer. I can only imagine what these toxic freaking cheaters or just toxic players, they don't have to be speed suckers. I can imagine what they go through. What they're going to say.
The pyrotechnic grenades. So, I think I'm going to bring back one of my old tactics, just hitting the grenade directly in their molly. I'm going to use the pyros.
Oh my god. I mean, those are allowed at high ground.
They are.
They're freaking loud, man.
Yeah, and the guy who it's on is definitely going to feel it. He's going to just feel a sudden punch in his back.
Oh god. What the heck was that?
I'm just going to walk up and be like, hey buddy, good luck.
You dead? There goes your asshole. Completely blowing out your back. Ugh.
Your pants are about to be sullied.
But the reason I might end up selling my shotgun, I might not, but this new, it's the Sega 12K.
So I'm gonna need all my shells back.
Yeah, I'll sell you the shells too. Yeah, the
Not
belt.
mine.
No, if I end up getting rid of the gun, I'm selling all the shells with it, plus the belt. So obviously, I'll give you off everything for $400.
You know what? I'm just gonna buy the double barrel. It's the same price, and I really want it.
Yeah, but for $400 you can get the gun and all those 28 shells I got, plus the belt.
Not to mention, I gave you 10 of them.
Yeah. So you're gonna be getting on that. But yeah, the reason I might end up selling it is because of the new Tokyo Marui Sega 12K, which is the AK style semi-automatic gas-powered shotgun. That sucker looks freaking awesome.
Honestly, I kind of want one of those AA-12s.
They're not banned at Balls and Bruises or at Tanks, so yeah. Which is awesome. I don't see why. It's a shotgun.
They don't let it in at high ground because it's full auto.
Well, yeah, but be smart. I mean, that's not allowed unless some speed sucker comes out, flips out. Why are they gonna? Yeah, they're gonna. I've only seen one speed. Well, at high ground, I've only seen one speed sucker with like a custom build Cam 870, to where he just loads one shell. He doesn't. He just cocks it once and he just repeatedly pulls the trigger. Just tap 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 tap. He custom built it to where it can do that. And he hooked it up to an HPA line. So that was the only guy that I've ever seen with something like that. Other than that, I've never seen a speed soldier. I've never seen anybody full auto with a shotgun other than me when I'm slam firing that sucker. But yeah, I don't know. But then there was another shotgun. I forgot what it was called. I think, no, it's not a breacher, but it was a bullpup design. It takes like about 2,000 BBs, and they all go inside the back stock of the gun. And it has an LED feature on the inside of it, like a tracer unit built inside of it. And each shot, they're semi-autos, and you don't got to cock anything. Each shot shoots 10 BBs. And they were saying because of its fire rate, it got banned because you can overshoot somebody. I'm like, okay, it's a shotgun. You're supposed to shoot to hit multiple people. And I can understand people not calling their hits, but I never look at it as it's not.
You remember that when I had that little $80 shotgun, that little Springer at high ground? I was just holding down that hallway over at Greenhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, there's people over here. Where at? Straight down the hallway. All right, just step aside. When I start shooting, you move up. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I got reload. Why didn't y'all move up?
I was scared. But, yeah. I can understand why people would look at it as... Well, I can understand both sides. People trying to look at it, well, it's the gun. But I look at it as it's the player. It has nothing to do with the gun. Like with the new G&G CQB gun. The only thing that everybody says, oh, it looks like a paintball gun. Or like, yeah, speed suckers now have their weapon to cheat. I look at it as looks like an awesome freaking gun. Number one, when I first started Airsoft, I wanted a gun with a slanted stock. So I can actually look down the freaking sights because of the dang helmet that I was wearing. And when I used to wear the dang Mandalorian shield in front of my face when I used to wear that. And number 2...
Yeah, you had that going for all of about 3 months, and then you got rid of it.
Because I finally got some goggles and like a lower mesh mask. Yeah, I liked it, but it was kind of reducing my vision a little bit. I was just looking at safety for my eyes. I didn't care what I had to put in front of my face. But now I'm a little bit more laid back. I got the goggles and I need freaking $84 goggles. Hey, can't spare no expense when it comes to your eyes.
Now we just gotta get you to not worry about your mouth or your lips so much.
Oh, hell no. I'm always going to wear lower. I wear all... And I'm going to explain why I wear all that.
You can possibly get a broken tooth.
Yeah.
Possibly.
All this destroyed. No, thank you. But yeah, I look at it as when people saying, "Oh, it's a gun." No, it's the person that uses it. And when it comes to that G&G CQB gun, that looks cool. I like the way it has just that barrel on there. That way you could just put either a camera or a grip in the front. And it's a combat machine. You can't go wrong with a combat machine. And it's like one of the best beginner, mid-type, like middle beginner, like a little bit more expert, maybe somebody, you know, that's been playing Airsoft for about 2 years or so would like that gun, type of gun that there is. I mean, my gun is a CM16.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna get one of those saline arm shell ejecting shotguns when I get my Juggernaut outfit. For when we go to high ground, or if I just want to be a Doom guy, and just be running around with that.
You go for it. You're gonna scare the heck out of a lot of people. Just bah, 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 like that.
Someone's hiding up against the wall, and I slam on the other side of the wall. What was that? They come around the corner, boom, headshot.
The power of you hitting that wall to the point where they literally feel the impact, they fall down, and you cut them around the corner and shoot them just so they can be in sight. And like, oh, you see the shadow just fall on the floor. I know where they are now.
Either that or I hit it so hard that I go through it. I'm the fucking Kool-Aid man.
God. Oh yeah.
It's like you just hear them talking in the other room. Hey man, we can't hold them back any longer. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Boom. Oh yeah.
Oh Lord.
Honestly, if they build some houses out of plywood, like, oh, there's plywood somewhere in here. You know what plywood looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But if they build a plywood house, that is a possibility. Or, Thor forbid, sheetrock. I'm going right through it.
That wouldn't be that dumb. Freaking sheetrock. I feel like you're implied to go through it if they put sheetrock as the thing barrier. Nah.
And plus, I'm gonna be having football gear, so I'm not gonna care if there's a 2x4. It's like,
what 2x4?
That's solid.
Like,
Alright, I guess I'm going around the wall. Yeah, you come around the corner, just holding my head. There's some enemies. Oh, hey, you're on our team? Also, was that you hitting the wall? Yeah, dude, you scared us.
Good.
Also, no. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my god. Poor guys. But yeah, the reason I wear all that stuff is because I don't want to get shot up, and I've actually had an experience where I went. I don't know if it was just me. I think you were there. I think it was at that Faction Wars at Balls and Bruises earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did go to Faction Wars together. I showed up. I didn't know that it was civilians against military. So if you wore camo, you were on the military team. They just put me on a team. I was on blue team against green or red team. And they gave me a little tiny piece of square duct tape for blue so the enemy couldn't see that. And I can understand, yeah, but I showed up there. We showed up like an hour later. It was like 10:30 a.m. or something like that. And one of the guys the rule is if you're over 21 and it's outdoors, you can only wear full CLI protection. You don't got to wear a full face mask. I don't care. I don't take that chance. This is the reason why, because I was carrying that M249, and one of the bigger guys was on the enemy team. I just shot towards him. He was like 60, 70 feet out, and about 3 of those BBs just went up his neck, all on his freaking cheek. And I just see him like go, oh fuck. And I was like, yeah, that must have freaking hurt. When he walked up to me, his face right here was swollen. You could just see dots like that, black. Now
he went home to his kids and they got Crayola markers and like
connect the dots. Connect the dots.
it's a unicorn.
Oh wow. No, I think he had like 5 or 6, 2 on his neck, 3 on his freaking cheek. But yeah. He comes up to me and he gets all pissed off. He's like, "Hey dude, what the heck?" I'm like, "What?" I thought he was pissed off because I shot him. And I fucked up his face. But it was over minimum engagement, because minimum engagement outdoors for LMG is 50 feet. He was like 70 feet out. So obviously, and
then I have my M1919 that can shoot 80 yards.
I think it actually picks up with some good range on it. It's just, I'm not really a fan of the rate of fire. But yeah, you can at least use or at the most use a 9.4 volt. I wouldn't go anything past that. Even though that is a full metal M249 gearbox, Dustin told you don't go anything above.
Dustin
9.4.
hasn't told me nothing.
Well, he told me to tell you.
I can effectively engage people at 240 feet.
240? Oh yeah, we did test it.
80 yards. A yard is 3 feet. So 3 times 80 is 240.
That's pretty freaking good. I think
especially if I arc it, I can go even further.
I think the whole math behind that is because you have such a long freaking barrel.
Yeah,
and the inner barrel is longer.
It can really push that air behind that BB for much longer, so it leaves at a greater velocity.
You basically have a DMR inner barrel. So you can hit those longer shots.
And on top of that, I lubricate my BBs so that way they maintain their speed longer in the air.
These fly.
Yeah.
They fly. That's awesome.
By the way, this is in no way sponsored by Astroglide, but if you have Astroglide, put some BBs in a jar and pour some Astroglide in there and shake them around. It'll improve the flight of your BBs. It won't make them go faster, but it will make them maintain their speed longer.
Better accurate BBs, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you'll hit your target.
It's free if you already have it. Little modification you can do. It's cheap.
Shoot, go for it. But yeah, back to that G&G CQB. I like the gun. It's just, that's now looked at as like the main speed soccer gun. And I don't see how when it's just a normal AEG. It shoots just as fast as any other Gen 2 AEG. It's just the person that uses it. You know, if they're a dick about it and they're overshooting people, they're just mag dumping people.
It's gotta be my melee weapon from now on.
Oh wow. The ideas this guy comes up with, I'm like,
either that or I'll just get 2 handles for it. Like I got on my M1919.
You know, that was going to be an idea of mine, to use a yoga rolling pin, put 2 handles on it, and use it as a melee battering ram. I'm sure I could do that like at Balls and Bruises. I still got that yoga rolling pin I got like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, this one will be more for milsim, like when we actually have doors and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just
break it down. Boom. FBI, open up.
Have one guy knock. Dum dum dum. FBI, open up.
They're coming in, breaking faces and all, kicking doors in. That's hilarious. Shoot, do that.
Just gonna walk up to the field. How's it going?
They'd be like, "Sir,
yeah.
What is this?"
It's battering ram.
Okay.
It's like, are you gonna use that on people? No. Maybe cars.
Shoot. We might not have a lot of footage. Let's go ahead and start wrapping it up. Okay, so the last stuff we were gonna talk. That guy got all pissed off and everything because he got pissed off because I was on the civilians team, not on the military team, but I didn't know. Anyway, he walked up. I was like, whatever. But yeah, let's start talking about from your experience to when you started to like over the years to now. How has the game of Airsoft changed? Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse? As far as here in Houston.
Honestly, I don't know. I just show up and shoot people.
You're too busy having fun to even worry about anybody else.
Pretty much.
I need to start looking at it like that, just not care. For me, it's...
The way I say the best way to deal with cheaters is if you already shot them, then they are now firing ghost BBs. They don't matter.
Yeah. Like the last video over there, Balls and Bruises. And I've already said this in the last video, the main reason I was getting upset is because it was 95, 98 degrees, and with all that gear I was running around everywhere, it was hot, and it was really starting to get to me. Plus, I didn't bring my Airsoft helmet, which reduces the amount of heat buildup in my Scout to where I'm not cooking my head alive. And because of that, oh god, I was really starting to get pissed off. I was getting a headache, really. And I shouldn't have gotten so upset about the rental guys who did. Yes, they did not call their hits a couple of times, but the majority of times they didn't. Don't do that, you're going to shake the camera. The majority of times they didn't call... they didn't call their hits is because they were in motion. They were running. By the time... And I've been through that. When you're getting shot a lot and you're running, it's hard to stop because you're hauling ass. Speed softers, real cool friends of mine who speed soft at high ground, they go through that. I've gone through that. It's like you notice it, but your brain can't tell your feet to stop until you're 10 feet and then you stop. So I get that. Plus, they're in the motion of it. It's their first time playing, you know. And me, I'm older. I'm like, hey, call your freaking hit. I'm like, come on, how many times I need to shoot you? But yeah, like I said, the main reason I was getting upset is because it was so freaking hot. Hopefully, once it starts getting close to the winter, everybody's going to have fun. We don't have to worry about that anymore. But for me, ever since I started, it's gone up and down as far as like Airsoft players have gone. Oh, but I do have to ask, did you experience any of those 4 kids that were cheating at the night game? Did you personally experience them cheat?
Yeah.
Like what happened? What did they do in front of you?
I was posted up right there at the at Hyperball. I think that's what all those little irrigation tubes are.
Mm-hmm.
And I was posted up, and I remember running up and slamming into one of the little cover setups that they had there, just right in the front, right past water containers. And I look over, I see this guy just kind of standing here, and I see the hole of his leg.
Continue.
And I shot it. I think I missed, so I shoot a couple more times, and since I'm running tracers, when I hit them, I know I hit them because I'm able to watch the tracers. So a couple times I was unsure. The next couple shots were on point. I realized they were on point. He decided to lay down and try to start shooting me. I'm like, I don't care, you're already dead. That red don't hurt. And then I just start engaging everyone over here. And those guys weren't wanting to call my grenade hits. It was blowing up within 3 feet of them. I was just sitting there lighting M150s with a cigarette and just...
That was hilarious. I mean, those should count as grenade kills. I mean, they're quieter than actual airsoft frag grenades.
Honestly, even if they weren't calling the hits from them, it was still fun just throwing fireworks at people.
You're like, what the heck is that? Pretty funny to say. Okay, we only got like 2 minutes before that memory card is all full up. Okay, so yeah, that's how it... Okay, I guess we got through everything. Anything you wanted to add?
Burn. Just get into airsoft just because you can shoot people. It's a great anger relief.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be toxic about it because if I'm at the field and you try and talk big to me, I'm going to talk big back and we're going to be in the parking lot.
So let's hope it doesn't come to that. Oh, but yeah, to finish this off, yeah, I may end up like I said, selling that double barrel shotgun, and I just like the way Tokimarui, they just released footage. It was like in Japanese of the Sega 12K, and I just like the way it looks. I mean, that's like the new iconic gun that everybody wants. It's an AK style semi-automatic shotgun, and from what I see so far, the magazines take only 55 rounds, and you get 18 shots per mag. And I don't even know how expensive the thing is going to be, because each mag has its own cooling like meter on it. So it's like 15, 20, 25, 30 like degrees Celsius or something like that, and it's to maintain temperature fluctuation or something like that. Well, to let you know what areas are best to use it in, either indoor or outdoor. But yeah, I might actually end up getting that. I may or may not. It's because Dustin, he had his eye on the double barrel shotgun until I bought it. Yeah. He's like, shoot, I gotta get something else now.
Yeah, because he wants his own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which is understandable. I want my own stuff too. That's why I bought an M1919, because I've literally seen no one use an M1919, especially the way I use an M1919, just carrying it instead of positioning.
And then you start doing my style, freaking hold it like an M14.
I still say you got that from me.
And I got video evidence of me doing it. But anyway, guys, thank you for being here for the podcast. Really appreciate it. We're gonna be doing more of these. This is just episode 1. I'm gonna end up getting more or like another what's it called, memory card for my GoPros. That way it can record like 3 up to even 6 hours. But most of the podcasts that we're gonna do are gonna be like under 2 hours, maybe 2 hours. For this one, it might just be a little bit over an hour, because that's all the footage I had. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next video. Later. Did you just click them off?
What? No.
I'm gonna flip that shit out.